Related to the VW release of the ID3 and the talk about the ID4 is a unnamed Volkswagen executive confirmed to the New York Times that the company is already paying less than $100 per kilowatt hour for battery capacity. Wow. And even though the information is informal, it wasn't clear as to whether or not this was for the battery cells or the module or packs. But based on if it was a pack, then the cell would be vastly cheaper than $100 per kilowatt. We're assuming he was talking about the cell itself as opposed to a pack. Yeah. So, but again, the price point of $100 per kilowatt hour is the important part, where they're saying that they're already at that level, whereas it took other manufacturers a long time to get there. But of course, others who said they've already reached that amount, such as Chevy has said it themselves, and Tesla has said it, that they're close to that, if not under that.
Like it's trying to dodge the number. Right.
So it's something that certainly gets to the affordability of these cars, especially when you've got, in the case of the ID3, 3 different pack sizes, one of them being as high as 83 kilowatt hours. So being able to knock down that price under the $100 per kilowatt certainly helps in the overall price of that vehicle and being able to sell it to consumers.
Yeah, like Chevy got in trouble for saying that they were paying that for the Bolt when it was about to launch.
They got in trouble because it was LG that didn't want them to say that. Yeah.
I'm looking at this wireframe of the ID3, and where does that high voltage cable in the back go? I'm sorry. I see the HVAC, and I see the charge port and battery pack connection, and some other, like, I guess the DC to DC.
But that one going off behind the rear wheel?
Behind the tire, yeah. What's up with that?
That's a good question.
Let me just share that photo. Is this the one that you're speaking of,
yes,
Casey?
That's the one.
Is that the? Okay. That is the rear. Why is the radiator in the rear? They've got the car backward on the diagram. That's the front, and it's going to the radiator area or something up there. Don't you think?
No, the mirror's the front.
That's what I'm saying. I think the graphic over the chassis is wrong.
It is rear-wheel drive.
Well,
over the skateboard
drive.
Well, that definitely is the front, and it is a rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Are you speaking as to why they would run a high voltage cable up to the front, Evan?
I'm speaking as to why they would have the radiator at the back.
That, and why is that cable so big?
That's a good point. I'm not sure.
Is it
all good questions?
Fast charging? Well, no, because fast charging would go through the other set of cables. I'm sorry,
the charging's at the back.
Yeah, where all the cables are going, but there's one.
Would it go for? Would be for regen.
So,
one that goes from the charging port to the rear, right?
Yeah.
And there's one on the other side as well.
HVAC most likely. Right?
Yeah, because it's connected directly to a motor, which looks like the AC motor or the power steering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, power steering, you don't need high voltage.
No, you don't. Yeah. Well, so I'm thinking it's a scroll compressor, probably reversing. You see the battery connections.
Maybe they just had some orange crayons left and they wanted to use them.
What are the odds we're reading too much into a picture?
Probably that.
Stop.
Probably that. But it was distracting because it's just one huge high voltage cable that's to the back of nowhere.
No argument there.
All right, so whoever's watching this in Europe, your job is to go to the Frankfurt Auto Show and ask the Volkswagen executives.
Ask them what they were thinking.
Peel the body off the car. And
just bring the photo. Yeah. Auto Show starts tomorrow. Well, 12.
Nice.
And then we'll bring you on, and you can talk about what you found out.
So is there any speculation of how low battery prices will go. I mean, is 100 the 4-minute mile, and we're only going to see tiny incremental drops, or are we looking at $50 per kilowatt hour in 5 years?
Well,
Maybe
no one
hard to-
really knows the answer to that except for the tons of researchers that are doing it. But my guess would be that the more people that get in the game, it's going to drive down the price. The commodity it's going to become commoditized. Those prices will drop, is my guess.
That's assuming that we
But
save the lithium. Yeah.
they'll differentiate in weight or charging speed or something.
Capacity.
I mean,
yeah.
Even reliability or length of
Reliability.
service.
and warranty.
Yeah.
You know, there might be a 5-year battery and a 10-year battery.
Yeah.
Because there's still people paying $1,000 for smartphones.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
technology
the smartphone price has been going up lately, which is insane.
Yeah.
and the technology is, getting cheaper to make, but the consumer will pay it, so they keep raising the prices.
Yeah. So the profit margin increases. I don't know. I think maybe charging will be the determining factor. Like that'll be the next battlefront.
Yeah, because like Elon said at some point, once you get to like 500, 600, at that point it's really how quickly can you get back on the road.
Right.
Versus,
yeah.
you're not gonna sit there and wait for it to refill 800 miles of charge. You're gonna put 300 in and keep rolling again.
Exactly. Although I guess if you have a longer range, then in theory you can, it's better to fast charge on the bottom half of the battery, right?
Yes, exactly.
So a larger battery, a larger capacity battery is not, well, if you want to think of it of a different way, it's not so much the total range, but it's how fast can I charge?
Yeah.
How many kilometers per 30 minutes can I do? Yeah.
Right. Plus the bonus of you get to go further before the first charge. If you do a 90%, 80% charge.
And like we've said before, if the auto industry get their act together and build charging infrastructure, that was well deployed, that would be more important than larger onboard capacity.
Yeah, especially if they could
And
refill
then
it
the
quickly.
cars could be cheaper.
Yes.
Well.
Because the less material
No
you put
one's
in.
figured that out except Tesla.
Yeah.